true that I have stood in the faces of actual communists on campuses. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you guys about today is what's going on college campuses. You guys probably haven't been on a college campus in a very long time. And there we go, I just lost all my followers. But that's great because I'm here to tell you what it's like and what's in jeopardy. And it's all about our rights. This is my boyfriend, Justin. My fiance, Justin. And I got engaged. My bad, I'm so getting used to that. He kind of talks with me everywhere I go. And then at the end of our talk, I kind of wanted to get questions and answers from you guys. Either about what I think about reaching out to young people, anything I said in my speech, or if you want to know how my anatomy class was during my time at Kent State, you can ask me about that too. So, if you guys know that every single gun law is an infringement. I don't have to sit here and tell you about that. So that's not the direction I want to go today. I think Eric Pratt did a very good job of explaining that to you guys. So I want to kind of just tell you my story. And I'm going to pass the mic off to Justin because he's going to tell you about something that happened at the Alligator Farm in St. Augustine this week. A day before we got engaged, someone that worked there threatened to throw me into the alligator pit. He wanted to feed me to the alligators simply because I support the Second Amendment. And I'm going to let you talk about that.
All right, so pleasure meeting everyone. My name is Justin. So like all good boyfriends and fiancés, I look out for Kate on a daily basis. And I like to scour the internet to see if there is any, she gets a lot of hate, more than a lot of people typically do. So I like to go on the interwebs to see, all right, who's threatening her today? So I was up at 1 in the morning on, I believe, Tuesday night, searching her name on Twitter, when I came across a rather odd tweet from a gentleman who calls himself the Alligator Dude. And he said, that Kent State gun girl came into my work today, and I had to resist every urge in my body not to push her into the mouths of 250 hungry alligators. So I stopped and read that about 10 times before I really understood the implications of that. And then I got a little mad, so went on Google, Alligator Farm in St. Augustine. Okay, who runs this place? Let's send them an email and let them know what their employee said. And I got him fired 7 hours later. So I think the most telling thing about this isn't even necessarily what he said or the reaction of the farm, which is great, obviously, that they took a stand for Kate and for our Second Amendment rights. What was most telling was afterwards, so just to step back for a second, the director of the Alligator Farm, he invited us back the next day to tour for free, and he said that when he fired this gentleman, he tried offering him some life advice and said, you're going to have a tough time trying to get a job after saying this, especially at a zoo. I believe what you should do if you want to save your career is go back on Twitter, apologize for what you said, and maybe I'll offer you some help in trying to find some new employment. Did he take that advice? No. Instead, he doubled down, said that he didn't think that he deserved to be fired, and was cheering from other people that still want to throw her into an alligator pit. So that's kind of where Kate's gonna go today and tell her story, which is a little bit crazy.
So don't bring an alligator to a gunfight is number one. So when I started school, I originally went to Bowling Green State University, which is by Toledo, Ohio, and I realized that wasn't for me. So then I transferred to Kent State, and I still thought, is this school for me? And it obviously was for me because I had so much fun being on such a liberal campus. The power that us conservatives have over liberals is so amazing. We can just engage in our free speech and they lose their mind. We can engage in our Second Amendment rights and they lose their mind. It's like we control them and it's so empowering and they just fly right over their head. They don't get it. So I've actually been advocating for gun rights on college campuses for a while now. It's been a few years. And my very first event that I ever did was about campus carry. We had empty holsters on our persons, in our backpacks and all that stuff. And then we didn't tell anybody about it until the end of the week. And then we posted pictures. and we invited the anti-gun group and all the liberals on campus to come have a discussion with us. Did they come? No. They called the cops on us for having empty holsters on campus. And guess what their reasoning was? It's the implication of what could be in there. We were scared for our lives. And so obviously the campus police did an investigation and found that none of us had guns on campus because we follow the law. And that's the problem, is none of us had guns because we follow the law, but criminals don't follow the laws. So they can come all willy-nilly onto campus, and we have nothing to defend ourselves with. And they still didn't understand that. So what I really didn't understand, furthermore, is the same students who called the cops on us for having empty holsters because they don't want guns on campus are the same people who complain about rape culture on college campuses. So one, rape culture does not exist on a college campus. It's completely made up. It doesn't exist. But let's pretend it did. Let's pretend the narrative that it did. And we can engage with these people that, yes, there's a rape culture. Why wouldn't they want women to have guns on campus to protect themselves from rape? The only thing that's going to prevent a woman from being raped is a gun. It's not pepper spray. It's not a blue light on campus. And it just goes right over their head. And it's so frustrating. We need to arm women on college campuses, and we need to do it now. So we fast forward a little bit to my senior year, and right at the end of my senior year, my last semester, is when the school shooting happened in Parkland. And of course, everybody sympathizes with what happened there. It's awful. We wish it would have never happened, but it did. And what I saw come from the aftermath of that is David Hogg and his group, March for Our Lives, was able to rally thousands of young children and teenagers and young adults to rally in the streets for gun control. I was like, holy crap, what's going on? He's brainwashing people, they're brainwashing everybody. So I said, where's the other side? I saw no one in the mainstream media getting coverage for being a young person that didn't believe in gun control. So I was like, well, okay, I'll do it then. If no one else will, I will. So I took a stand and I said, enough is enough. And after being in the dean's office a couple times through my senior year because students called me a Nazi for engaging in free speech or for being pro-gun on Facebook, I don't know if you guys have ever had to tell a dean at your college that you're not a Nazi, but it's super awkward and it's super inappropriate. It shouldn't even happen. So after all of that, I decided to organize an open carry demonstration on my campus before I even took my photo. I invited some people that didn't attend the school because I'll tell you guys the laws in Ohio. So in Ohio, you can carry on public state colleges and universities if you're not a student. So Joe over there can go to Kent State right now and carry his AR-10 or his AK-47 or his Glock. And it's okay, it's legal. But when I was a student, I wasn't afforded those same rights. And that is a problem. And I don't know who made that law or who decided that that was okay. It's completely backwards. You don't afford the people who spend their time on that campus the right to defend themselves. But if you're just a visitor, then obviously your life matters. It's such an insulting policy for a school to sit there and say, well, you spend your time here, your life doesn't matter as much as Bob down the street who graduated 50 years ago. It's insulting. So with my open carry demonstration, I had about 50 armed people come to campus within a 3-week span, so I'm super proud of myself for that, and it went great. And everybody talked about how this is the safest place to be in Alabama right now. With 50 armed people at Kent State University in April, that was the safest place on campus to be. And it was so true because nothing happened. No one wanted to come and start anything with any of us because we were carrying. They knew that we would be able to protect ourselves. Do you want to talk about anything with that?
Sure. Well, actually, just a week before she had her open carry demonstration in April, we were out on Kent State University campus organizing an event, kind of like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the online personality Steven Crowder. He goes to college campuses and does a lot of Change My Mind events. So we sought to do the same thing at Kent State, and we held an event called Gun Control Equals Gun Violence, Change My Mind. And Kate and I she was doing an interview at the time with the school TV station when we got a call from our friends who told us that a student there assaulted one of them and broke his $1,000 camera. And that's, again, just kind of alluding to the current state of affairs on college campuses and how brainwashed these students are, that they're so offended by someone putting on this display and supporting your right to self-defense that, they're just going to kind of prove your point for you.
Exactly, and I said on Fox News, the very first national interview that I did, I told them about, and I told everybody that was watching Fox News about the assault that my cameraman had, and I said, if we would have been armed, that wouldn't have happened, because he would have thought twice about assaulting someone. And obviously you don't shoot someone just because they broke your camera, but it was the fact that firearms are a deterrent to violent crime, and assault is a violent crime. And that's the whole point that we were trying to make. And of course, liberals were like, oh my gosh, you would shoot someone for breaking a camera. No, that's not what I said, but they don't get it anyway. So before my open carry demonstration, obviously the whole school got wind of it. The entire university, every student that went there, and every parent that signed up for emails, got an email saying, there's going to be an armed group on campus. Everybody stay safe, stay inside, blah, blah, blah. Like, what? Where, are you going to warn people before a criminal comes on campus with a gun? No, so it's super insulting. So once the students got word of this, they organized an anti-gun protest to protest me specifically. Talk about empowering. I had students out there protesting my voice, my message. So in turn, what they were doing is kind of showing everybody that there is a pro-gun student at this campus. There is a conservative student at this campus, and it just drove other conservatives out from their hiding spots, which is great. So thank you to them. I still thank them to this day for giving me all that attention. So they put duct tape on their mouth. They did us all a big favor that day when they protested. They put duct tape on their mouths, and we have a video of it up on Liberty Hangout Facebook page. I went there with my microphone, and I was like, does anybody want to explain what you're doing? They had signs about Free Palestine, they had signs about white feminism, and they had signs about the patriarchy. But the most telling was the signs about Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter. So why are they not advocating for black students to carry on campus? It does not make sense. It's the same thing with the feminists who complain about rape culture. The most important thing you can do for a group of people that you advocate for needs more freedom or needs to stop being marginalized or oppressed is to tell them to get a gun and protect their lives. That's how Black Lives Matter. And that's what we should be telling the black community. Their lives do matter. So get yourself a gun. So obviously the event went off great. I said it was the safest place to be on campus, but it wasn't enough. The administration didn't care. They thought, okay, she got her, little open carry group. She's done. They were dead wrong because they're still dealing with me to this day. So I said, what can I do to really drive it home that the school needs to listen to me and all the other students who want to defend themselves on this campus? And I said, Justin, let's make my cap about gun rights. I'll come and take it right on my graduation cap and I'll wear it. And we're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And then Justin goes, let's take a rifle to campus. You're no longer a student. You can carry the day you graduate. And I was like, should we do it? And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then we decided yes, we would do that. And we had 3 rifles on campus that day. No one cared. We had an officer following us around, which, whatever, better safe than sorry, but we didn't need him there legally or even to protect us, because that's what a firearm is for anyway. So we took the picture, and it's kind of sad that, you know, it even went viral. It went viral because of the political climate in this country surrounding firearms. It is sad that I'm standing up here today, although I love speaking to all of you, it's sad that I'm standing up here because I took a picture defending the Second Amendment, and I took a picture with a rifle. There's nothing controversial about a woman carrying a rifle or supporting the Second Amendment, and there shouldn't be anything wrong or controversial with a woman carrying a firearm on a college campus. But that's how we are today. And I kind of want to talk about, for the last part of this, about the gun community and how we need to all stick together, because the fact that my picture did go viral and made so many people mad is because of the young generation today on college campuses. I just told you guys all about, you know, these violent socialists on campus that don't like gun rights, which they can't have guns to push their socialist agenda anyway, so that does make sense. But I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm kind of nervous up here, and the lights are bright, I'm sweating, so excuse me. So like I was saying, it's sad that it went viral, but I'm super glad that it did, because now I have this platform to where I can inspire young people who already think like me to come out from under their rocks and say something. I have been right on point about this since day one. I do not care about the people who disagree with me. I do not care. I do not care about changing their minds. And that might seem harsh. It might be like, Kate, how are we going to win over this fight if we don't change minds? We change minds. That's fine if we change the minds in the process, but we win by bringing out the people who are scared to stand up for themselves. If I had someone like me telling me not to be afraid to say what I want or be myself or say that I'm a conservative or that I own guns, I would have been doing this a long time ago. But I was scared because it's intimidating. You can lose your jobs because you're conservative, or if you threaten to throw someone in an alligator pit, which you should lose your job for that. But this is where the unity part comes in. And I want Justin to talk about this because after I took my photo, I had so many death threats, which is super ironic because you don't threaten your person because it won't end very well for you. So I don't know what they were thinking. But he's the one that handles all of those nasty messages I get, and when I see them sometimes, it breaks me down. It hurts knowing that so many people want me dead or they want me to be raped. It's not going to happen because I carry, but it sucks knowing that they want that to happen to me. So, you know, it's amazing that he deals with all of them. I just want you to explain a little bit about the messages I get and everything about that.
Yes, I don't really think that Kate or I really understood the scope of what the right in America is up against until we took her graduation photos, because it's been every single day since that we've seen what kind of a beast the left truly is. From the day she took her picture, it went viral not because people that liked it were sharing it, but because people that didn't like it were sharing it. It went viral because someone on Twitter was mocking her, calling her the next school shooter, and it got millions of likes and shares. So that just kind of shows us where we are today. And even when we go to college campuses, we were at the University of Cincinnati just a couple of weeks ago interviewing students, and Kate was standing on the sidewalk and there were students yelling, push her in the street, push her in front of a bus, beat her up, and there were some students calling for a school shooting at the Covington Catholic High School where those teenagers just wore Make America Great Again hats when they were in Washington, D.C. It's disgusting. And then it gets even worse when you go online on social media where everyone wants to be a keyboard warrior, where I could just be wishing her a happy birthday, and I get people in my inbox telling me, go kill yourself, I hope you and your girlfriend die in a car crash. Or the other day, I proposed to her, a very beautiful moment in our lives. I put on Twitter, I didn't even tag her, I didn't even say her name. It blew up with someone saying, imagine wanting to marry this dumb B-word. And it got 300,000 shares on it. It's crazy. And it just goes to show, kind of back to Kate's point, that we should have no interest in trying to change these people's minds. They can't even figure out what gender they are. So, that's the sad state of affairs in this country. it just demonstrates why it's so paramount for us to stick together, because these people are violent, these people are vicious, these people are brainwashed, and they're going to stick together in everything that they do. So why can't we in order to combat that?
So that leads me into my next point. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about unity within the gun community, because I kind of expected the liberal backlash. What I didn't expect was so much infighting within gun owners. It's ridiculous. I have gun groups, like national gun groups, coming after me because I open carried on college campuses. But they support, the right to carry on college campuses as well. But just because my rifle was out in the open instead of having a concealed Glock in my waistband, they threw me away. They didn't want anything to do with me. They didn't want to hear my message. They didn't want to share my message, even though we believe in the same thing. And I was dumbfounded. We just told you all this about these college kids not appreciating free speech or the right to the Second Amendment, the right to defend yourself. So why are we going after each other? And I put on Facebook the other day that I felt myself kind of drifting away from the gun rights issue because we are so mean to each other. We are, instead of fighting politicians in Washington that want to ban mag sizes bigger than 5 rounds, that's what we should be fighting, but instead we're attacking Terry because of the brand of scope he put on his rifle. That is ridiculous. There is no reason why we should be dismissing people because of the type of gun they carry. Let's be thankful that they carry it all and they appreciate their right to self-defense and everybody else's right to self-defense in the audience. And I can't say it loud enough, I can't say it more times, I can't say it enough in general, that we have too much to worry about that's going on with our politicians and our lawmakers to be fighting about who has the biggest gun collection or who has the most expensive guns or who has the most perfect stance. Who cares? We need to stick together because we are really we are a minority in terms of being vocal about what we believe in. Sure, gun owners are a majority in the country, but with the way that the Democrats, they want to lessen the voting age to 16. Why do you think that is? Not because they want to secure our rights or secure free speech, it's because they support gun control. They've been brainwashed in schools. They've been brainwashed from social media and from all these Hollywood actors that get paid off to say these certain things and convince them that we should give up our rights. That's so terrifying. There is no reason why we should be fighting amongst each other. And I hope that sticks with you guys today and spread that message around. If you see someone on Facebook arguing about guns, message them. What are you doing? Why are you mad over his brand of gun? You see what's happening in Washington? So that's what we need to focus on. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Just stop fighting. Just stop fighting. Stop compromising, too.
I think one more thing that's important to add is because we were touching on the issue of why we should be sticking together and why we shouldn't be afraid to kind of, stick it to the left after all these years and what they've done to us. And I just want to say that us on the right for years, we've been afraid of, well, what's the left, what's the mainstream going to think of us? And that's something, too, that we have to leave in the past. And I want to tell you why. How many of you in this room have been keeping up with the news with what's been going on in Virginia? Has that governor stepped down yet? If he was a Republican, would he have? And that's your answer why. Because we're always expected to be held accountable, even to complete and outright lies, such as with Brett Kavanaugh or the Covington Catholic boys. Yet, someone can dress up in a literal KKK outfit and put blackface on, and as long as they have Democrat next to them, they're okay. So that's literally what we're up against, and that's why unity is so important now more than ever.
So if there's any questions, I wanted to take a few. I don't have a clock up here.